Welcome to Battle of Africa, week number 1 here in the Swiss format. At the moment, everyone has 0 wins, 0 losses, and we will take a look at a best of 5 SY against VNS here on our first map being DauT, and we will have ACM playing the Ethiopians in the purple trunks. Still some lag, but once we will catch up, it's all fine. At least that's what I'm assuming. We have Say My Name. Kind of an interesting surprise to see him over cool in the lineup here as a pocket position with Indians. On the other side we have BoA, and he is -4 sheep as it seems. So that could be interesting, and no, did steal some from the front. So kind of a shaky start from him. Hunts Ethiopians and Indians with Indians pocket. Not too bad. On the other side we have Mr. Yo going very aggressive here with his scouts. Already has 6 more HP and trying to get those goats home. And he's playing the Mongols. Their pocket is the Slavs player Lux, who is lacking quite a lot of food in the TC as well. Did he not see? Huge blow up by him. Didn't scout at all at his home base, or very little. Didn't find those 2 goats. Didn't find those 2 goats. And had no idea about the elephant as well. Well, okay. Needed to loom now. Let's say my name. Needed to loom from the pocket position as well. So some blow-ups here from the players as well. And yeah, remember guys, we don't have any berries fall back on. So Lux did a weird mill. I think back here would have made more sense. And you want to have it, I believe, 6 tiles away. And the last person we didn't mention yet is Mr. Vivi, playing with his alias Fat Dragon. And yeah, exactly. The map, no berries, no hills, smaller woodline, and you only have 3 zebras. So kind of interesting to play this out. And yeah, most of the time we get into a lot of action, and you have 2 elephants there. I don't understand those 2 palisades. I believe those 2 were denying stragglers. We didn't have any stragglers here, right? Kind of interesting. Now adding some farms is ACCM, and that looks like, yeah, I just want to say that looks like a stolen elephant. We had Lux with very low HP on his scout as well, so maybe he stole that one. And yeah, it looks like that looks like a steal. Just went on here, came, scouted, and took it back to the TC of Vivi. Out of the pocket position, Mr. VNS Yellow, Say My Name, luckily not playing yellow this time, is already up to the feudal age. Quite an early timing, earlier than our Mongols player Mr. Yo, who lost a villager against an elephant here, as it seems. Now the question how they will play this out, and oh, did we lose 1, 2 elephants? Did he had -4 sheep. He also have 1 less boar? Yes, he did. Didn't see that one. Okay, so both flanks of Vietnam lost 1 boar here, and that's obviously super tricky. Yo up to the feudal age. And on the other side, BoA didn't even click yet. So that's going to be tricky for him. He's trying to wall himself. We'll be finishing the walls on the left-hand side. But that kind of even has to be a fast castle tech. And that means the other 2 players will be very open. ACCM and Say My Name. Will be interesting because ACM is not up to the feudal age as well. And this will get tricky. Vivi now already on the way with this militia, probably going for the M&A upgrade pretty soon. Oh, even 3 on gold, so we'll follow that up with archers, and is now on the way to block that wall of ACM. Only now up. BoA still not up. And that's even 4 militia. So let's see how ACM is doing that. Maybe still trying to block this. M&A upgrade is coming now. He needs to run, shouldn't take any more damage. At the same time, some random engagements over here that don't really matter. And that is a tricky situation for ACM. And let's see how he will defend this. Trying to fight this off would be a horrible idea against 4 Japanese M&A. Lux is over here with his scout as well. He is going for scouts out of the pocket position. And oh, dealing some damage against those M&A. That's a good start for him. On the other side we have an aggression by Mr. Yo as well. And yeah, we'll continue to look over here. ACM in a world of trouble. I'm a bit surprised that he's not trying to wall at all over here. Maybe just zone this out. Has enough villagers around. And oh, BoA with a strong 14-8 heal age timing. Oh, will be tricky. And now same name. How do you 3 scouts? Ah, okay, that makes sense. I thought like that's super fast. Same name is obviously the pocket over here. I'm trying to help out. Where is Mr. Lux? With his scouts not really that active. And ACM will build a defensive tower. Did defend this without any losses. Well done by him, but well, we also decided to not commit too heavily here. 20 villagers, 1 lumber camp. Yeah, it kind of feels like it, right? It is, I believe, is that 16? I think so. Okay, good news on another front. I had something between my teeth and it's gone now. I'm pretty happy. Looks with his scout. Trying to control the area. Take a look. What? What did we see here? Hacks! I must say, oh, that was so weird. Ay. Okay, and this is quite some nice micro by Semene, not losing anything. At the same time, Mr. Yo did some aggression here against BoA, who I believe should just go for CA. Maybe actually Knights isn't the worst option on that map either. Maybe be even better. CM going for gold now defensively. And yeah, we'll just go on to archers. Should be able to defend against Vivi, who probably is now switching into, well, some archers of his own. Oh, and same name luckily has his resources very close to the TC. And that's an interesting choice for me, that he is towering up his wood line, because that means it will be pretty tough for him to reclaim the gold. And I will just go for wild prediction that Lux will get to the castle age just quite a bit earlier. And say my name here. Oh, another group of villagers coming over. Like T actually having no cost. Quite a lot of farms. Only 6 on gold for a guy who is going for double archery range. That's not enough. I think I would love to see him pull like 3-4 villagers away from the farms and send them on gold. This makes so much more sense. And that's a sneaky tower by ACCM. How does Vivi not see that? Oh god. Weird stuff. Not that it ends the game at all, but interesting for sure. With now wheelbarrow for Lux. Weird decision to send all villagers on that gold mine. Kind of weird for me. And we had a big engagement over here. Sorry for missing that. ACM now coming over, trying to help some out. But yeah, Seminame just losing a lot of scouts. And Lux still active with some of his, but needs to run now, because ACM obviously has a very good army there to defend that. Why isn't Lux forwarding? Well, he's pocket. Well, mainly forwards when he is flanked. And remember, most of the time he played like Spanish or something, so the forward makes way more sense. And with Slavs. Slav pocket is actually pretty damn sexy. Plus mine now for BoA, but that's not a scary army. Still not even fletching around. Now going for the palisade gate, but still one archer out as well. Mr. Yo is completely walled as well. Has a defensive tower at gold. And oh, those walls. Mr. Yo might even finish in time. I'm not sure if I like that. BoA now going for fletching. And yeah, I hope he doesn't reseed those far away farms. Oh, some access now. Take a look, ACM. Is he trying to engage this? I believe he shouldn't. Especially with... Ah, now some scouts coming over. BoA still without a single kill in this game. Going for wheelbarrow, going for the for BoA as well. And now switching indeed to CA. So I think those crossmen didn't do enough. Not 100% sure if I like that decision too much. Another tower here for ACM is trying to defend this at home, trying to get himself into the castle age without too many losses. Another defensive tower here for Say My Name, and his castle age timing is actually somewhat okay-ish here. Oh, actually 2 archer kills, something I didn't see coming. And getting another tower up. That's quite a weird tower if you ask me. Nobody wants to see it closer to the gold or closer so that it overlaps with another tower. Interesting. Yeah, I'm surprised that we see that amount of walling as well, because the wood lines are so small, so investment is pretty big, and that's why we see BoA being so far behind as well. On the other side, well, he's doing some damage with his crossbows now against the archers of Mr. Yo, who's still not up to the castle age, and adding more farms, so that's kind of interesting. Let's take a look. 630 food here. And if he goes on more farms, that kind of indicates he's switching on to knights, isn't that so? Kind of weird for me to see that happening. He will finish those stone walls and should be reasonably safe for sure. Villager count, I would say pretty even. ACM a bit higher there, but he's still Imperial and the only one not up as well. So will take some time for sure. Isn't taking that gold at all. And now up to the castle age as well. So still all in a reasonable range. And yeah, we see Lux going for bloodlines +1 and +2. On the other side we have Say My Name without any upgrades, except bloodlines on his camels. Now going for the +1, making a +2 with the Indians. And say of BoA need to run 3rd archery range. I like that decision. No ACTC just yet. I don't really see University to maybe get ballistics out as well. And he's just sitting behind his walls. That's what I said before. He needed more on gold, and that seems a bit like an overreaction. Villagers blocking each other, no second mining camp. Not too pretty. Question will be, what will they go for? At the moment it feels like the flanks are really important with their archers. And I don't expect Lux to achieve too much there with knights only against a guy who's going camels only. We will see. One extra city by him. Make that even 2. Everyone between 46 and 42 villagers, so no one with any heavy losses. But SY feels like they have a bit more army control. But if I look at the numbers, it's actually not that true. Interesting. So when we look at the numbers, actually quite an even game. So you're struggling a bit when it comes to gold. There's only 8 villagers on gold, as it seems. Some small losses here at the farms, not so important. And now going for the wolf rush, getting some gold, not 100% sure. Actually, he has enough resources to go for thumpering as well. I'm a bit surprised that he isn't going for that. And BoA losing quite a bit of CA here. Ay. We have some access over here, raiding, say my name a bit. And that's what I said with the tower. Not really protecting that gold too much. On the other side, that got cleared up, nothing too big as well. But he ran over the whole map to then lose his crossbows over here. Finally, the university for BoA. Going for husbandry. Mr. Yo is going for university as well. Most players without ballistics still though. Don't love that aggressive TC. Overchopped over here. It's awesome, but I think it won't be the biggest issue ever. And let's take a look. Now trying to engage against BoA here, but they are going in at two different angles. That's not the best spot for them. Take a look. Camels can maybe zone out the archers. We have some archer fight. Let's take a look. Maybe Lux can focus down all the archers and Vivi can focus down the camels. That's what they're trying to do. Pretty beautiful job. Now the camels are fighting very well though against all the knights, and it seems like Vivi will get cleared up completely. Now fighting against 3 players shouldn't be the easiest fight for him. Focusing down on some CA now, going back, trying to micro against the archers, hoping that they will block each other through that small choke point. But yeah, obviously they are done now. BoA not microing that well either. Let's see, lose some more CA than probably necessary. Villagers now looks the highest, but overall still pretty even. So almost when I try to look at the numbers to try to read into the game who is ahead, it feels pretty even. VNS this time actually ahead when it comes to military numbers, and yeah, score. It's just super close for both of them. Pretty damn interesting. But we also have to say probably the stronger civilization picks here by VNS. Indians, Hunt, Ethiopians are just beastly on maps like Dust or Arabia. And having Indian's pocket as well is a nice thing. Okay, and look at that, VNS just tripled the left hand side. Now they're going over here and trying to triple at that side. Yeah, all 6 players actually here, so pretty beautiful team play from both teams to be seen. But the numbers aren't really there for the SY team. Trying to micro back, trying to do as much damage as possible before dying. Climactic looking down the distance. That's still a lot of damage output here by ACCM with all his crossbowmen. And they are shooting so much faster. Look how many arrows are always in the air here from Mr. ACCM. And Vivi now needs to run as well. Yo is focusing a bit more on the eco. Maybe is trying to get onto Mangodai, but that's a tough task. Before that, they need to go on to a lot of army, and this is interesting. Look at that, 67 military to only 39. So big advantage here by VNS, and they are chasing, and maybe they can do some damage. This looks good for VNS, I have to say. Gonna love their aggression, gonna love their production, keeping up with the villagers as well. SCM a bit lower, but trying to catch up with that. Did add 1 TC only. Well, it is kind of tricky. Skirmish in the back, trying to scout for some better wood lines. Vivi has 2 good towers up here, so that's pretty sweet for him, pulling more villagers away. Could even run into his extra TCs over here, so that seems pretty fine. Could maybe make an argument for some siege, but not really. And Lux now going for a lot of knights. Where are the camels of Say My Name? Uh-oh. They are a bit late. This could get tricky. Only we could maybe see a good knight engagement here without the camels being around. That could be a small problem, and that's only 7 camels as well. See, I'm now going for thumping, so that fire rate gets even sicker. So will defend against those CA, and let's take a look. Will we see the engagement? Say My Name not together with ACCM and BoA. They need to combine their forces. CM tries to send more crossmen over. Nice reaction by him to send them back in time. Say My Name needs to find a way to get over there, but losing quite... Oh, actually pulling back in time here as well. This is quite an intense one. Oh, BoA. We'll see. SY Yo now on the way to Imperial Age, though, the first one. And we will see if he goes on to Mangarize or stays on Arbalest first. Here we see the engagement that Lux was waiting for is actually killing all those camels. More camels are now coming over. There's still some more crossmen. I believe BackT and ACM should focus on the crossmen and let the camels do the work. And that was another good engagement here for VNS. And this is a pretty damn good game. Starting the trade now is Mr. Yo. And Vivi is thinking about the same thing. Looks on the way to Imperial Age. So maybe that's the thing why they are losing those fights here in Castle Age, because they are transitioning into Imperial Age a bit faster. Vivi now with some troubles, and he will lose most of his crossbowmen here. Trade on this map will be so bad. Why? Should be a lot of cliffs blocking, not the biggest forest blocking. I have so much free area over here. Oh. 34 to 52 KD here for Lux. Go Knights. Ah, that's not that good. Ah, okay, the trade will be tough to protect. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we can agree on that. Let's take a look. Mr. Yo, only one castle this far and is building Mangarize, so we'll transition away from his crossmen. Yeah, is not building them as well and building a stable. So he wants to go on to Mangarize completely. Let's take a look how much stone he's getting. And a lot of villagers on that, so that will be enough for the second castle. Then needs to transition onto that stone as well, but not having too much wood in the bank here. It's now Sunday in Melbourne, isn't it? I believe it's 11 PM. Oh no, it's 1 AM, right? If Robo is my time plus 11. I'm not 100% sure. Where's VNS corners? You need corners? Well, that's not the biggest problem. ACM is controlling that one. And I think, well, can you actually wall this off and then you always have to go through a space, so that's not a problem. GMT plus 11, okay. And BackT will control this. It's still a 35-minute game here on DauT, so that's not the biggest problem ever. Let's see, does this work? Chat on? I think it does, otherwise I would have rolled it, right? I'm running from all cap Sunday. Ay, 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 ay. Is there a pause drop? No, I just paused the game to reflect on what's happening, to get all the information. They already probably finished this game, but I need to see and try to understand what's going on. Sometimes what I do. Monastery now, okay, that makes sense. Crossbowman, 85. Castles 1, relics 1, another relic here. Okay, I think 2 or 3 more minutes to look at stuff, and then we can continue. Okay, now we can go. I saw everything, and at least show eagle view. Well, eagles wouldn't move anyways when I pause the game. Okay, trade is starting now, going for camels, and say my name. I believe if he gets onto enough camels, I think he should dominate Yo and Lux, right? I need to see someone with a lot of arbalists, maybe even a halberdier push there. Okay, and now they're trying to go for the raid against Mr. Vivi here, who is now up to the Imperial Age as well. Only the 2 flanks of VNS were having the problems, and Guys, I believe how fast this is going. This could be maybe a drop. I'm a bit confused. Going a bit too fast for me. Oh, that's an aggressive castle here. I see I'm only now going for Weaver. That's quite late. Mangda is now out having all the castle upgrades, so they should be pretty fine. I believe he should micro back with his Mangda to the crossbow do the work, or let the crossbow do the work. Elite Mangda is now on the way. Bracer as well. So Mr. Yo's getting all the upgrades quite nice and early here for sure. And we have Semaname. He needs to be the saving grace. He needs to get all the upgrades rolling. He has 97 villagers, so that's a good start for him. Still has control over most of his gold. Is trying to set up the trade as well. So they are doing all the right steps. BackT is walling his area. Can he actually finish that? It's not too important because this is still open. And well, Crossmen are squeezing through. I think Stormwat's got to 300 HP. But now the big push against BackT is coming. Aye, aye, aye. Game has been on 3 minutes before I'm paused. Okay. He's only waiting for the heavy camera upgrade, and then he will try to take some engagement. Going for the +4 defense here as well. And looks, well, they are slaughtering quite a bit of villagers here of BackT. I don't think he should engage before heavy camel upgrade. And he's still eating some of Mr. Yo. And, oh well, now I think he's in a good spot. So Yo needs to run Cavaliers now. I think they need to find another spot to engage. Lots of archer ranges here by Mr. BackT. He's now switching on to Knights as it seems. Interesting stuff. Camels out at the same time though. ACM in a world of trouble here against Mr. Vivi, losing his TC. He is Imperial H as well, so we'll get onto Arbalest, but on that side it's just looking very tricky as well. Imperial Camels, is that an upgrade that is coming in? Yes it is, +4 attack as well. And maybe he can pull this back. Can he really help at the other side? Against those Arbalists? Not really. But in the end, ACM will need some help. I think it's an interesting choice that BackT is going for Cavaliers or Paladins here. I think that honestly could have been a spot where the Hunt just goes back and slings the Indians. But that's just me, going for crazy talk. And now we see the big engagement. CA is still in the back doing some damage. Trap is going down. Mango Dice needs to retreat. And Imperial Camels are just such a good unit in those situations. Maybe that will be enough for them to win the game. Even going for a gold spot of ACCM here. Trying to steal him that. And Arbalesting and Arbalest fight is still going on. Camels now closing down the distance. Banking by Mr. Yo. He will try to sling some. And it feels like ACCM with his better civilization Imperial Age here with the Ethiopians is doing quite a nice job against the Arbalest of our Japanese player. And this game is getting equalized more and more here. Interesting stuff. Mr. Yo, is he finding any damage? Is he finding any raids though? Already preparing a ram push here, at least was trying to. We still have some siege workshops prepared by BackT here as well. And the trade is starting. We see 8 trade cards here, and we see on the other side 14 trade cards. Uh-oh, ACM overextending a bit with all his Arbalists. Ay. Doing so many, and that's, oh god, those traps are now slaughtering ACM. What happened here? Why did he lose 20 Arbalists there? That felt so weird. Didn't see that coming at all. And he needs some camel help. But some camel help is also needed at the BackT side. He didn't even delete his starting market. Not using the trade cards. Here is Mr. Say My Name going for more production. Didn't actually build the best markets here. Will kind of block that for BoA, who or will block that for ACCM. And BoA is now going for Paladins. Okay, ACM holding this somewhat. Pop 130 for him. But how much gold is he getting? Don't really see him. Well, that one, but that's not super efficient. And Say My Name is going for that gold as well. So he's stealing the second gold spot of him. Uh-oh, this will get interesting. I think it will all come down to who gets the trade rolling a bit faster. Uh-oh, but now going for Halberdiers here over at that side is pretty good choice by Lux. That's why I said it is somewhat questionable if they go for Paladins, because Halberdiers alone should now finish off both of those players. Especially Slav, Halberdiers with Jasnir, I believe against Camels and Paladins, they should perform super, super well. That's why I wanted to see some CA mixed in by BoA as well. So yo, just trying to look, okay, maybe I can take an engagement, maybe I can get some camel archers, and I believe then he will just go back as well. Going for some rams, going for more castles here, but sees that that's not an engagement he can really take. Wood control becomes more and more important on this map as well, because there's just so little out on the map. Hard push will kill BoA. Yeah. Don't really see them defending it with only Paladins and Camels. BoA still not deleting that market. ACM not going for any trade, and oh god, misplacing a market here as well. Pretty bad. And yeah, that Halberdier push just looks so deadly here. No real answer to that. Losing a lot of farmers here. And look at that, how many farms are idle now, and they're in the trade as well. This is getting worse and worse at the same time. Mr. Yo stays super active over here, and it feels like the better civs were chosen by VNS, but they couldn't make it happen in the end. And this is looking like a good clear up, but Mr. Yo obviously with the mobility of his Mangudite just going in range of the castles, and he is doing some damage. He can replace this though. If we look at his 24 trade cards, on the other side the whole team doesn't even have 24 trade cards. So that isn't the big problem. If he just trades off equally, that's better for the SY team, and this push is not really getting stopped here. Now we just could see some Mangulites coming over and block the trade. At the other side, ACM is playing quite nicely here. He's going for some push. He's getting some help here from Say My Name and Vivi actually on quite a bit of skirmishers. Not 100% sure what that will do, but the most important thing is the push over here. I believe wrong unit choice. BoA in some trouble very early on. Therefore, no pressure on the Mongol player who could go on to Imperial Camels. I believe then, or not Imperial Camels, Elite Mangudai. And Imperial Camels by M&M weren't masked that much. They couldn't get any raids in the long run as well. And yeah, this was the GG. Score is 1-0 in favor of our favorites here, the SY team. ACM with some troubles early on over here at his woodline. We had a lot of weird dances, but in the end he kind of stabilized, did some damage, and Ethiopians, well, they should be winning against Japanese though. So just holding there and playing an even games kind of shows you how good the start was for Vivi. Obviously, we got 2 boars stolen somewhat because of the Mongol scouting bonus here being used to perfection, sending the scouts to the front quite nice and early, getting the steals done, and yeah, just transitioning into a very nice game. Looks actually going for quite a sling in the end as well. Don't see how Ram get wrecked by Mangudai. Yeah. You're looking good today. Hello, thank you. Jetpacks. No more Mongols, no more Slavs, and no more Japanese. On the other side, we have Japanese actually are pretty strong now that they have bloodlines. Quite interesting. On the other side, no Indians, no Ethiopians, and no Huns. Kind of better civilization picks or higher civilization picks by VNS. Oh, Walter is here. So dust is now gone. I believe we will switch into Arabia next, guys. We will see. Game didn't launch just yet. Neither really on Tinder. Actually, even Tinder streamed on. When was that? Last Sunday? I think so. Tinder stream was fun. Is there a VOD of it? Yeah, pretty sure. It was in the pre-game show of TaToH vs Stark. And didn't get any matches, but I got a lot of matches after that. Like, it's... Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I think it more matches when I'm actually not liking. I think it should be 50-50, right? And was that like a month ago? Last weekend, Stark against TaToH. He knows all the technical details behind Tinder? Not really, but yeah, I know some algorithms. Like, I just read into it. It's not like I figured them out. Trip shop time? Will come, but not now. The webcam looks so much smoother today. I'm not 100% sure what's going on here. So the game room as well won't really help us though. Did you say pre-TaToH vs Stark? Yes. What do you think about Cool not playing? I know that a lot of people hype him that much, but I talked to ACCM and ACM wasn't really that pleased how good Cool played in some games in the last Nations Cup. So I think he is better than Say My Name, but I don't see him as like the clear #1 for VNS there. So I think it weakens them, but I don't think it will affect the overall result. I think if Cool plays the pocket there instead of Say My Name, they will still lose it. Perspective was to that. Expect delay starting, guys. Was the best player in Nations Cup? Okay. Yeah, BoA, like, that's... A lot of people always said, like, BoA is so good, but I never... Did BoA ever get, like, top 4 in any big tournament? Not really, right? Did he ever dominate any team game tournaments? Not really. Yeah, he is up there, but he never was, like, top for me. No. And they played really well in the qualifiers. I was expecting them to carry the same main event. Did they really play well again in the qualifiers? Like, they weren't tested, right? They played against us, and afterwards they got an admin win, right? He was fourth in Maldives? Okay. I thought about, like, it could be Maldives place 4. Okay, Dogal got 8, Loiser 7th, or the other way around. Jordan 6th, Jinhua 5th, BoA 4th, RiuT 3rd, Yo 2nd, ViPer 1st. Yeah, okay. Yeah. How did you film Tinder? Second webcam. Cool is the best VNS player. He actually won the VNS tournament like 1.5, 2 years ago or something. Beating BoA in the semifinals and ACM in the finals. So yeah, he is strong for sure. Let's jump into game number 2, guys. And it will be ACM playing the pocket position here with Koreans. So potentially a restart incoming. His flank is same name with Persians, and they have Burmese pocket here, or Burmese flank for BoA. We're kind of expecting a restart here. Tower rush? Well, maybe. Let's hope for it. The Martian, but I don't really see that happening out of the pocket position here. The game goes super laggy, as you can see. Not smooth at all. We have Frank's flank here for Mr. Vivi. We have the Berber pocket for Yo, and Inca flank for Mr. Lux. So they won't even think about restarting here with the Lux at the flank. So that's beautiful for them. And yeah, I think VNS should restart this, but they won't. They will play this. Okay, interesting. Oh god, and another BoA steal already. Can ACM maybe block this? We'll see. Ah, and successfully blocked. Nice job here by ACCM for sure. Actually scouting with the villager to get his sheep. Did he not get his boars? Ay. Okay, that's interesting. Well, it was super worth it, but still actually pretty risky. Have to be smart to pull off a pyramid like here, like this. Okay. Ay, this must be pain to play. So laggy. Ay. And last chance for a restart. Okay, they're calling the restart in the end. Okay, yes. Maybe that's what forced it to be so laggy, but yeah, Korean pocket is just very, very bad for you. So we are just jumping into the next try. Makes so much more sense than to play this out. I live in Thailand. Certainly China players are hard to connect with. Most are fine though. I discovered your stream when you did co-cast with T90 and I'm loving it. Thank you so much, mate! Spring going in for it again. Hi, it's Hypefly. Thanks for casting another amazing series. You're welcome for casting. If it's amazing, out of my control. But yeah, as you can see, we have a big schedule awaiting us. Trying to watch Master Arena 5 Grand Finals, ViPer against TaToH in between games. You are doing God's work, man. And living the life at the same time. Oh, someone is saying that game number 7 of TaToH versus ViPer was the same as game number 1 of TaToH versus Stark. I will try to investigate that later on. We have some downtime. Actually, I will try to take a look at that. Game number 7? Okay. Let's see that, guys. Game number 7. Spoilers coming your way.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This
is
is TheViper against TaToH over excited map. He has
game number 1 here. So that's map number 1. And on the other side, game number 7. Is this one. So let's take a look at the mini-map here, guys. So 3 relics at the bottom, 2 over here, small back stuff.
And then clicking up to the
okay. Oh god, you can't even see that. My bad. Sorry. So that's the minimap. And now we will take a look at, that's game number 1, TaToH against Stark. And now game number 7. It's the same map.
And the ViPer is getting hand caught. So
it's the same map, guys.
Right option here. 3 scouts actually.
Game number 7? ViPer against TaToH is the same as map number 1 of TaToH versus Stark.
Showing 1 for now. Now trying to go the engagement where
sick. Someone noticed that. Interesting. Can I print screen both maps? I can. Funny that it happens in for TaToH. Let me think about it. TaToH lost game number 7, I believe. So he didn't use his advantage of knowing the map. We'll cast AM against China A. That's the plan. We'll see how much the series are overlapping. How many seats are there? What do you mean? How many different versions of maps? Yeah, they are quite a bit. I believe in the old days it was like 32,000. And then it got way bigger. I believe it's 32,000 times 32,000 or something. Let me get the calculator. I think the number that Firefly has there could be pretty right. No, I have no idea. Okay. Well, never mind. Guys, we are jumping another try for game number 2. We can take another look at that again later. And this time it looks better for ACCM. He has Korean flank and he was trying to go aggressive quite early on. Did actually steal 2 sheep of Mr. Yo here, who's now the Berber flank. They have Lurk's pocket with the Incas and they have the flank player Mr. Vivi here with the Franks. And Lux is stealing an elephant again from Say My Name. So another flank here, and we will see how this plays out. And yeah, interesting stuff. Normally a restart could be called here. Let's take a look how Lux is playing this out. He is pretty far away from his enemy and he should know that because he's spawning quite a bit close to the edge of the map. I'm actually going back here. Let's see if they call the restart, if they are willing to like change one of the restarts to get a better spawning position. Only 3 on board here for Miss ACCM, so it's not super unlikely that we will see a tower rush, but no restart over here. Only do math. How big is the chance? It sounds not that small. It's the same with the birthdays. The chances to have the same is bigger than you expect. Yeah, but like that's a completely different math. Yeah, that it's doubles isn't. I understand what you're trying to say. Yeah, exactly. It's actually funny, like how many people you need in a room to have the equity over 50%. I believe, is it like 23 people? I think it's like that. So if you have like 23 people in the room, it's likelier that 2 people have birthday at the same day than it's not. That everyone has an individual day. And I believe with like 50 people, it's higher than 99% that 2 people actually have the same birthday. Kind of not intuitive, but if you do the math, it all checks out. Oh, nice block here, ACM. Is he getting that done? Luckily, Mr. Yo has loomed, so shouldn't be the biggest problem for him. Double aggressive stone here for Mr. Yo, so that could be pretty tough to fight off here. Miss ACM, who is going higher than pop 20, is adding another house. Lux is going for loom, so that could be a forward. Let's see how that. Why are you not doing any co-cast with 0 empires? Well, you will see us cast together in the future. I can guarantee that. Shred of the Law is awesome. I think his editing is great. He's so funny, and I love that he's now going into the direction asking pro players as well, because that was what I think he was lacking. He like had a lot of like wrong or unimportant informations included. And I think how he's approaching it now, that will happen less and less often. Why are we not seeing any forward villagers yet? Okay, now he's sending them forward. I believe that's a bit late. A bit late for me. And we have 6 players on the way to Feudal age. So everyone will play some sort of a flush. And maybe Lux is just tower rushing, Say My Name. Is that an option? 4 villagers forward, and he has 4 on stone as well. So Lux is tower rushing Mr. Say My Name. And looks lost his eagle, so that's not the greatest thing for him. ACM having some troubles there with his scouts coming over. We'll run into one lion and we'll try to pressure that wood line. Mr. Yo going for another wood line over here, and we will see probably scouts from BoA out of the pocket position here, and probably also scouts from Vivi. And for the barracks, and that's what I said. I believe the villagers were sent a bit late. Yes, this DauT and Jordan cast was so fun. Yeah, I believe that. And trust me on that, you will see that in the future as well. Trust! Martin, thank you so much! Okay, defensive tower now. I believe, shouldn't that be in range if he hits the house? He should probably hit the tower as well. No, it's not in range. Oh, that's pretty ugly for him. And ACM, does he know about the tower? Yes, he does. But, well, that means like a lot of the wood line was uncontested as well. Another tower, but that one is an unprotected one. Uh-oh, and he won't finish those walls. That's a big fail by ACM. Oh, that's not great by him. Now the first spearmen are coming out. Yo sending more villagers. I believe this looks pretty good for Mr. Yo. Should fight down those villagers. 1 down, 2 down. And that tower won't get completely walled as well. I believe this looks good for Mr. Yo. At the other side we have some aggression. Lurks built a forward tower. Say My Name is trying to counter tower that. Now trying to go in. Say My Name. Or maybe trying to help out the scouts. Let's take a look over here. We have somewhat of a wall off. Trying to go for more aggression. More spearmen coming over. Archers not denying that. So let's switch back over here. How can John be 2.4k? Well, he isn't 2.4k on arena. Right? And yeah, he's clearly lacking a lot of knowledge about new civilizations and strategies. You didn't really go with the time. And yeah, I believe his rating isn't that high either at the moment. It is tough for him to get onto his old level again at the moment. IT going for the full wall off. Lux continues with his trash. For me, it's quite surprising that they didn't go for the restart here. But yeah, it's also tricky, so I don't mind that. Now another tower, and Lux is just such a brutal beast when it comes to tower rush. Yeah, his teammate rating is pretty low as well. But he said he will be training quite a bit in the upcoming weeks and will try to get in top shape again for better Africa and potentially other tournaments to come around. Trust me guys, it's worth to get good at this game at the moment. Oh, let's take a look, say my name. What? Some troubles here. Uh-oh, and Mr. Yo lost quite a bit of villagers here as well. How did that happen? Did he not wall those? Oh, yeah. An announcement of an announcement? Yes. I learned from the best. Oh, another tricky tower. Emily got some high standard on Tinder grills. As you should, guys. Should always... Well, why would I date a girl that I'm semi-attracted to? DauT said something about this. Ah. Well, DauT should know a lot about it. So many mysteries. You have no idea, guys. Sometimes I cannot really fall asleep because I'm thinking about this so much. Nearly said BoA isn't the biggest tourney this year. I even said it won't be the top 2 tournaments this year. When it comes to excitement. But we will see. How old are you, nearly? There were a lot of 22-year-olds to swipe left on. I'm 30 and my range is 22 till 32. Going to go for more aggression here against BoA, who wants this quite nicely. More towers will come up and oh, BoA, will he get his tower up? Probably both towers will go up, yeah. That doesn't mean to other King of the Hippos. There will be King of the Hippos 6 and Let Your Teammate Die 2, but I'm not even counting those. But yeah, I think we should focus a bit more on this guys here. So yo, oh god, he could catch ACM heavily off guard here on the gold. Let's take a look. He's pulling the visitors to the left hand side. Now a bit better to the top. Wow. Cindy, when you reach 30, you're officially old. Feels bad, man. Feels bad, man. Hope so. That villagers here by looks. That seems to be somewhat fine. Has another gold as well, towering that up. Lux is playing this pretty solid, and yeah, it's just a very scrappy game, and that normally benefits those Chinese crazy guys a bit more. I'm a bit surprised that we didn't see any towers behind here as well. ACM's tower probably shouldn't go up here. Oh, it's tricky. Koreans build them so fast. Guy. Pulling away all the low HP villagers. Interesting. Would you date a girl that eat meat? Yes. Think I never dated a pure vegetarian? I think so. He has a lot of scouts, even built 2 stables here. I'm not sure if that was completely for scout production though. Oh, quick walls! Well, that didn't work out. And that should be maybe all villagers dead. Let's take a look if we micros that correctly. I think he should, and yes he does. Now we see some night production from BoA. Mr. Yo did kind of stabilize here with his woodline as well. Did even kill that tower here at the front, so the +1 range really helped him out. Selected with his archers, could maybe get 1 or 2 villager kills here. You're vegetarian, both players are vegetarian. No, but I had like some that only ate fish or only ate meat like once a month or something. Yeah. Oh god, why is it zebras? Oh, we're talking about vegetarianism and vegan and the peaceful way of living. Think about the future, and he's just shooting poor zebras without any need, without getting attacked, without starving. Makes no sense to me. Okay, everyone now on the way to Castle Age, except... let me think about it. Patrick already is Castle Age, so we have 2 on Castle Age, 3 on the way. So that's... why am I so confused? Mr. Yo, still not up. Oh, another sneaky tower by ACM, that's a great one. If you have to date an AOC player, who would it be? Male or female? Do I have to decide on getting a male AOC player? Then it's probably Killer B, because I know he will be gentle with me. Male and female, then I prefer female. Sappho, what females do we have? Nadia? Does Helen still count? Those are kind of the two that I can remember, right? Naomi, well, I don't know how Naomi looks. I don't know how Caribou looks. Oh, Odette, obviously, not as well. Then the sister of Fire Nation, right? Ashley, that's true. And Smarty. Now there's some more. Smarty is good boy. Probably Smarty. Locka. Ay. That's true. Well, there are some options for sure. Probably still would go for Killer B. IT now with quite a nice number of Ramba even out. And on the way to TC number 4. So sweet stuff for him. Oh, pikeman push now by saying my name into the farm eco. That's something we don't see too often. And yeah, no one really going for anything else than knights. And well, there's one crazy weird guy who has 4 villagers in the other map, other corner of the map, and is now going for an Imperial Monk Rush into the other pockets back. Maybe Vivi? No. Clearly Killer B over Vivi. Oh no, I couldn't take looks as well. That's just like the mass smoking would really kill me. Bulletin is pretty sexy as well. I think Togaho is nice. Yeah, there's so many good choices. Obviously number 1 choice is Robo, but I had him so many times that it's kind of losing the sparkle as well. Or maybe just sleep with DauT. So when we're having sex, I can gently go to him and whisper in his ear, DauT, there's great potential in you. Well, okay, now we have a big engagement over here, and let's take a look. We see Magnets going down. I think the Knights are taking the win here, but not 100% sure if that was a cost-efficient trade that he wanted to go for. It feels like yes, and looking at the score, looks pretty good for Wibby. And sorry, guys. Ay. I'm still confused what this is going to be. Some traps and some monks. Shouldn't really work out. At the same time, Mr. Yo is going for a castle as well and trying to get onto camel archers most likely. Isn't the greatest with killing spearmen. Now finally going for the kill. Trying to expand here. Not a lot of TCs out. And now we see back T's raiding. Oh, let's go do something. Is this how BoA casting will be? Yes! Not talking about the games. Actually talking about intercourse with other Tyrant players. You came to the exact right time. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, scouts are actually splitting off beautifully, taking good care of those monkeys. And raiding the stone in the back as well. Vivi on the way to Imperial Age, pulling off the villagers. Was quite a solid engagement over here. Now going for throwing axemen to complement his knights to fight off against the Persian pikemen here. And say my name, not having the greatest eco. And still, the weird thing is what is going on over here. Well, I slapped so many knights Viper as well. That gets less exciting as well. Didn't have my great one-on-one time with DauT too much. Viper is overrated? You don't know how good his micro and bat is. One's teeth are so much better. Well, I'm not sure if these are a good thing in male-male intercourse. But that's just me. Back to you, what is he doing? Just giving 5 for Rambis to Lux, and that strengthens his push so much more. Just think about it. Now he can raid, he has a solid defense actually against, like, if there's some incoming light cav as well. Not trying to repair that castle, but against 3 traps, that's going to be tough. I don't like... What? In fact, he did here. Trust continues. I'm surprised how little TCs Mr. Yo is getting up, and this is actually a pretty damn game, damn good game, and well, we are just not noticing it because we're trash talking too much. That Magnus should actually be safe, but in the end, I believe those axemen should take good care of that. What's BackT's plan here? As I said, repairing against 3 traps is quite a tough thing. Uh-oh. And we had another trap killing the defensive towers here. So now the raid is real. Look at that, 34 villagers by Lux. Playing 1 TC now, adding the first TC, lost actually quite a bit against raids here. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, Hippo style. I'd love to see what that is. Very aggressive and in the water. Something. Oh, tried to wall the mangonel in, but did fail the walls here. Actually, the knight. Oh, actually, the knight is now losing his life against the mangonel shot, but losing the house as well. I should repair the mangonel. That didn't work out too well. In the end, a bit of too many losses. Oh, favorite roleplay deathmatch. Guys, you're getting so creative. Oh, Ramba against Axemen are actually a pretty solid win for BackT here, but that castle probably won't be stopped. The numbers were just so much better for our player in the blue trunks here. And his Axemen push probably will be tough to counter. Russian player, not a lot of control of gold, so no cavaliers, no real chance to going on hand cannons as well. Looks now even going for pikemen. I'm not 100% sure if he needs that. Pikeman kind of needs some stable eco, but he only has 38 villagers compared to 122 of BackT here. And well, that ram push completely failed, not killing any of the traps. Did save his castle though, it's something I didn't really see coming. Oh. So good by him. ACM with some aggression, now getting up to Imperial Age as well, and that's still a lot of open resources here by Mr. Yo, who's struggling quite a bit, so ACM doing quite a good job. On the other side, Lux is now pushing better and better, killing quite a lot of villagers with Rambis, and those are Inca Rambis, so weird how many kills he's getting. And But finally, BoA is not repairing his cars anymore. Let's take a look. We could see some more conversions. BoA needs to go back, I believe. Cannot really engage this, or well, he can engage this as long as no converts are coming in. And yeah, perfect timing here. Makes sense. Now block printing. That's why the converts didn't start earlier. At the same time, the push continues over here, and that's quite a bit of castles. And someone in the chat earlier said like, oh, Franks are pretty good because you can zone out so much with cheaper castles. And I was like, okay, I'm not trying to be disrespectful here, but that's not going to happen. And well, he was super right, because now we have kind of this street of defensive or aggressive castles here, even by Mr. Vivi, getting some aggression done. And well, what is that of a switch here from Say My Name? He probably won't go for crossbowmen, so elite skirmishes here against Axemen, not the greatest thing ever. Let's take a look. Throwing Axemen, is he getting the kill in? And yes, he does. At the same time, it's so weird. Okay, now we see Lightcap coming in, the converts need to be real, make that even. Hussars, pikemen are around, conversions against the Rambites are around as well. And those 4 Rambites helping out so much. And I believe this could maybe even be held by Lux. And this is so surprising how he is still doing all the damage. And that was a pretty poor engagement by BoA. Did he really need to engage here? Did he maybe have enough time to wait for another 10, maybe another 15 hussars then clear up everything? He decided no and tried to go for the engagement maybe a bit too early. Still more 2 monks out, now going for more barracks, and Lux still in a nice controlling position here. Maybe should even focus on those farms. What a weird game to see someone with 52 villagers push someone who just had 120 and now needs to run. On the other side, Mr. Yo trying to get onto Imperial Age. Let's take a look at where he's taking that. That could actually be somewhat interesting. 25% here. If ACM is rushing out traps, probably will still be safe. BoA losing another castle. Overall population looks somewhat similar, but I feel the push with the lead throwing Axemen here of our Frank player cannot really be stopped. Now switching into Cavaliers as well. We'll try to raid the whole map. And putting somewhat to see is getting some more control, even getting the gold spots here. And that's even somewhat protected from the early tower rush from Lux, who's still staying strong here. And now somehow got onto Halberdiers with that very weak eco here. And yeah, that's everything of him and some other villagers over here. Same time, it seems like ACM didn't rush out traps. And even then, he probably would have focused on the castle instead of the TC anyways. ACM now going for coinage. Maybe tries to sling some to Mr. BoA, who's struggling quite a bit. And those are Rambi. Are they getting in more kills at the moment? Oh god, and that CC is going down as well. Hillboners really helping for the traps as well. Mohabadias closing down the distance. And Kuna playing. A lot of people asked that he wasn't around, so maybe just some scheduling problems. But yeah, it looks pretty good at the moment for our team from China, for sure. Oh god, more Cavaliers now over at that side, and Say My Name in more and more trouble. Look at that, somewhat a third of the points. Did try to relocate most of his eco, but no access to any gold spots. Just running, losing another TC, trying to go for some pikemen, but already, yeah, against the throwing Axemen. That's not going to work. And it's surprising to me how Lux is continuing to push against BoA here. And that was just, did he have like 7k points against 4k points? And Lux just with a very like one-dimensional arena army, but still, BoA couldn't really get the counters in, did get a lot of converts against him. Finally, a lot of monks will go down, but the Halberdiers will get some kills against the Hussars to revenge the monk losses. And now completely out of Hussars again. They're throwing Axemen in here, and this could maybe be the time. Guys, is it Saturday? On Twitch again. Seems like it. Guys. Okay, let's just continue the series. Everyone should be back pretty soon as well. And yeah, we didn't miss anything. It was just paused for this time, and probably it will be the end of the series anyways. Or not the end of the series, but the end of the game pretty soon as well. Let's take a look. Lux is now continuing with his push over here. BoA in a world of troubles. At the same time, Sam cannot really hold at all. And the push of ACM will get stopped as well. And yeah, therefore the GG was only a question of time. And GG. And this kind of drops never happened in early Dark Age. Surprising, right? Really surprising to me as well. When the Korean player is top scorer of your team, it's time to call GG. Well, he was top scorer at 3 minutes 10 seconds as well, because of scouting points. And yeah, that's the 2-0 here for our SY team. Fat Dragon with the obviously having the advantage, the same name, got tower rushed. He was in so many troubles there and just could go for a lot of scouts, then boom, and then just wipe out his enemy, say my name. And BoA couldn't really punish that too much. Watch AM now? No. Well, we'll probably finish that series and we'll jump into AM a bit later. They won't start instantly anyways. So they will have to do Civ bans and everything as well. Berbers, Franks, and Incas are the choices of SY. On the other side we had Burmese, we had Koreans, and we had Persians for VNS. Next map will be DauT, so maybe one of the more campy civilizations could be an option. We'll see about that. I think Mayans are pretty good on that. I believe Chinese should be left till last. Britons should be pretty good. I personally don't mind. Well, I like Portuguese for step as well. Will be interesting. Will be interesting for sure. No cool, no win. The only reason why they are on the stage because they played with cool in the qualifiers. Lux trusts this guy, and then together with Vivi was pushing BoA, and then in the end with like 34 villagers pushed the guy with 120 villagers. That makes no sense. BoA took very bad engagements, I believe. Did see it coming very late as well, but that wasn't how you're supposed to play it, I believe. Lily, you're still the only one who likes Portuguese. Feels bad, man. I'd stay for that for quite some time. Are there any civs not picked? How many civs are there? There are 31 civs. And there was one ban of Aztecs, and then both teams picked 15 of the civilizations. So they are equipped for 5 games. 3 picks each. We have Memp and the Empires still here as well. So yeah, so we will stay with the series and finish this. Let me get an update. Yeah, they didn't start here as well. Will be Happy and Tim and TaToH, I believe. MBL, Liereyy and Hearttt, so no Nicov around. China has issues with starting. All good, guys. So 3-0 and then we instantly jump into the next series. That's perfect. They will need MembTV draft. Ay, 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 ay. Nicov benched. As expected, guys. Is it darker today here? Or did I change color key or something? Oh, I should maybe do that during the next hype song. Sorry, guys. I'm just a toy kid, you know, or play kid. MBL threatened to call his mother if they didn't let him play. Nicov the weakest? I believe Nicov is actually, it sounds weird, but I believe even stronger than Liereyy. I honestly, I think, and like, it's weird, but I think Nicov is actually the number 2 in the world, not Liereyy. But yeah, I can see why people say Liereyy. For me, Liereyy is number 3, but it is pretty random. Nicov doesn't like to play in tournaments. He does. He doesn't like to play 1v1 tournaments. MBL is a great laner, perfect for those maps. That's true. If only you were number 4. I'm still hoping. Maybe they will rant each other that much that there is a 4th spot, and then they come up with like, oh god, there are no players left. What noob do we pick? And I will just say, hello there. Have you ever heard? Oh no. How is it called? DauT play this. Have you ever heard the? It's not the story. The legend. Ah, have you ever heard the legend of DauT nearly tragedy? Yeah, nearly got his wish. I would put him in my top 1000 based on how he plays. Very sweet of you. And you know what's also very sweet of other people? To play tragedy. To tragedy. Have you ever heard the tragedy of DauT Theories of Plague? Dark Nearly the Wise. Ay, 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 ay. He was casting MBL games and making fun of him, but never could beat him on a Raver 1v1. Ironic, isn't it? And we're jumping into game number 3, guys. Here played on DauT, and it's called DauT because we have on DauT, and it's called DauT because okay, guys, we're back. Man, get yourself a good CPU for streaming. MK9, you have no idea what you're talking about. But thanks for your very constructive feedback. Okay, so we have ACM playing the strongest civilization. He is playing the Portuguese. And on the other side we have Turks for Mr. BoA, and Spanish for same name. So they have pretty strong late game civilizations. Tutors for Mr. Yo. Pocket position will be Vivi with Mayans. And on the other side we have Lux playing the Vikings, and we can actually fast forward this quite nicely. And yeah, it's not my CPU, as you should know, since I had 44-hour streams going strong in one single VOD, and other times, especially on Saturdays and Sundays, I will drop very frequently, and it breaks my heart. Trying to switch Twitch servers as well, and I don't really know what I can do, but seems like BoA knows what he can do, because he is trying to get the walls off, and this looks pretty walls here if he just walls to that gap. Yeah, it was super fine. I think Mem DDoSing you then. I actually at one point thought that someone was DDoSing, yeah.
Hola.
Oh, they're going for the big walls, and actually that needs to be double docked even from same name. So they decided on the strategy before. Yeah, I think those walls are way better. They decided on the strategy before. Yeah, the map started. I mean, nearly as if, oh god, that will be a beautiful sentence, guys. I will try to read it out and not try to tear up. Maybe I should just read it and not read it out loud. We'll see. We're still in Dark Age, so let's see. Community is the best caster in AoE. Not sure about that, but I will continue. He never talks bad about players. I will try to. He never is mean to anyone. That's not true. He has a huge knowledge and knows a lot about the game. Probably. Other streams just talk bullshit and have zero idea why the players do that they do. Okay. Thanks, Lily, for the great work. You're very welcome. Just wishing for more YouTube content. Dude, I'm uploading a video every single day. Like, it's so tough. I think there's not a single person who watches more than 20% of my YouTube content. Like, from start to finish. Lux and Yo actually going up to Feudal age, so that will be some aggression. Maybe crashing this every single day. Well, somewhat, right? Viper uploads too. Well, good for him. Okay, and Mr. Yo now going for the forward, and that will break those walls. Guys, I don't like the strategy. I like the idea with like, okay, we can wall this off, but it's just too breakable. It is too open. This map is not designed to be perfectly walled. Maybe over here you could make some walls and defend it, but I see BoA's walls being a bit more efficient, but yeah, that will just be broken by Mr. Yo. And say my name will have huge troubles defending that. Oh. Yeah, you watch everything live. That's true, Karak. You're here so much. And even on German days as well. Can you build fish traps on those shallows? I don't think so. And yeah, Malay could be tricky with that, but yeah, honestly, I'm pretty sure that's not an option. I think he should attack the walls now. So here with the aggression, Vivi in the pocket position will go for plumed archers here, and we will see some aggression of Lux as well. Will be interesting how they will hold this off. I mean, Nearly is the worst caster in AoE. Okay, he always talks bad about players. Sometimes. He always is mean to everyone. Not really. He has poor knowledge and knows little about the game. Feels bad, man. Other streamers just talk like God and have a good idea why the players do what they do. Questionable. Thanks, Nearly, for the work, I guess. Just wishing for less YouTube content. Thanks, man. Okay.
Yes.
I'm not even uploading 2 games every single day. It is a very bad caster, can't make fake hypes. I actually got a lot of criticism on T90's side, on Zero Empire's side, and on Escape Gaming for how much fake hyping I'm doing and how bad that is. Like, yeah, that really hurt me. Like, I got so much bad feedback for doing way too much fake hype. Really tough for me to swallow. Is this BoA? Well, the title says BoA, the schedule says BoA, and the headline over here at the scoreboard is saying BoA as well. So, I have a strong guess. Okay, Sam walling himself off now. Let's see if we can finish those quick walls. Needs to wall very quickly. Let's take a look into this quick wall, the third one as well. And then I think everything should be walled. You always have to double and triple check if you not can like squeeze in somewhere. And seems like ACM won't get touched. And
serious dedication for such a long time. Nilly hype.
Picture. Thank you so much. Yeah, serious dedication is so true. Loving this game, and I think my first casts were in like 2003 or 2004. So yeah, very strong for close to 15 years now. So thanks so much for appreciating what I'm doing. I will try to continue as good as I can. Oh god, Vivi will have a beautiful, beautiful game. Oh god, demo. Guys, this could be the hit. Oh no. Was so close. Oh god, second try. Okay, we're back, guys, right? I paused it. We have no idea. Wait, everyone is back here. Oh my god. I didn't even know that it ripped. I thought you were all talking about the first demo hit. Ay. What is going on? Whew. Okay, ready, guys? 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Oh, 1 villager down. Okay, split it away. Oh, castle over here from Vivi, sending the villagers over. And that could do some damage potentially. And say my name is not really getting onto castle age too quickly, not having too much zone, so Kong defense is not really the thing he will go for. On the other side, he did a bit of a better job, obviously had an easier wall against Lux here, trying to defend this. Therefore, that's why I decided to go to the other side. The new T90 stream ripped nothing. Oh. Maybe in between series number 2 and series number 3 of the day, I might restart my router, but seriously shouldn't be it, because like I'm dropping less than 0.1 frames. I'm not dropping from the game, so it's not my internet connection. It really has to be Twitch, and I'm so... well, what can I say? You're feeling with me. And it's only Saturdays and Sundays. But luckily Sundays and Saturdays aren't the most important days, right? 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 Okay, blocking that gold off same and aim off now. Need to sell some wood. Most likely server issue. Why doesn't say my name? It attacked that tower. It was somewhat walled. I was maybe hoping for some knights to come over. I actually would love to see this mining camp over here. Oh god, Luke's going for a sling. Onto Vivi. He is going 3 TCs and, well, he's going for the bad sling. But happens. And same name is going for coinage as well. And that's interesting. So we'll switch away from his castle age idea as well. Interesting stuff. But that will be tough for ACCM to use all the resources. And well, those knights won't do much. And now the selling of resources starts, and well, Semaname will get pretty much destroyed here pretty soon, because we will just be in Imperial Age before the 24-minute mark, guys. After building an aggressive TC, after aggressive castle, after adding 2 TCs as well, this will be pretty brutal. At the other time, Lux is going for the good defense here. Some more dogs with some more stone walls. Beautiful move here. Could be broken. But back to you. Just feels it's like it's completely fine to just wait it out. Maybe go into some Janissaries later on. Let's take a look. Is there an option of an overchop? Actually, he's only 200 wood away from going through that middle area. Maybe Bekti should think about that as well. Wouldn't mind like a tower over here and just focus down those 2 trees. Makes a lot of sense with the Janissaries later on. Take a look what the Plume Starchers are doing, and oh, they aren't doing that much. I think that demo shouldn't connect. Well, he decided to go for it anyways. That was a solid hit. Sling is super OP. Well, it got nerfed more and more. You have to remember those walls don't have that many HP anymore, so you can break through quite easily. The sling is only getting a certain amount of resources to the enemy. You have a pretty high tax, and well, Lux is just throwing away resources by slinging bad numbers as well. So actually, the way how Lux is slinging is pretty bad. So it could be even way more efficient. Way more efficient. And that raid won't do too much. TC Fire already +2, knights without any upgrades, some spearmen are coming over. That's doing nothing. Slinging bad numbers, yeah. Slinging uneven numbers has a way higher tax than slinging even numbers. What is slinging? The strategy where a player stays on low attack, in this example in Feudal Age, and just giving resources to a player who is building all the army. In this case, the Mayan player, who is already in Imperial Age and building some traps. Lux did coinage. Well, even with coinage, that effect. Rounding errors. No, it's way worse, Robo. I will do a video on that pretty soon. Yeah. What can Portuguese do against Mayans? Well, bombard cannons, maybe. What is he going for? Organ guns, traps, war galleys. Yeah, well, some galleons wouldn't be too bad. But even then, yeah, he will never save the TC of Semaname. Semaname will have huge troubles. He has 4 defensive towers, so he will save 20 villagers, but then it's getting tricky. Ay. On the other side, Bekti with a very late castle here. 4 TCs for him rolling, 77 villagers, but that won't be enough. Looks now on the way to Castle Age as well. Oh yeah. Leaf Cannon Galleon hype. Wouldn't that be great? MS3 and wheelbarrow on the way. Just maybe ACCM gets on to some bombard cannons with Portuguese. Could be an option, but we'll see. Same time, what is Mr. Yo going for? 1 extra TC, 2 extra TCs, 3 extra TCs. They could really use something in addition to those plume dodgers. Otherwise, Rams will stay super efficient. Splitting off the Rams now, though, was probably a mistake. Say my name is in deep doo-doo. Yep, agreed. ACM still trying to hold. But man, that is so good. Getting slung. Don't need that much eco to really pump out quite a strong army here. Oh, and look at that! I think it's the wrong trees. No, he's through. And now on the way to Imperial 8, maybe BoA can get looks off the map, and that's a sneaky castle, and that's a castle that Lux surely wasn't expecting at all. And actually, yeah, look at that. Lux is building 6 docks here, was trying to defend on water here, but now he's getting a castle in the face. Yeah, this will be so tough. Okay, let's take a look. Splits now against the traps, losing 1 castle. Organ gun is still around, Magnets as well, and the bombard cannon. ACM could maybe hold this here. Oh, sniping down those traps. Manual of PVHC not doing too much. And suddenly it looks pretty good for ACM to hold this off. Lux will die as well. That TC is stopped. This looks pretty nice for VNS, guys. It's obvious that the forest is leaking. Well, it got overchopped by BoA, and intentionally. Those have +4 pierce armor. Say my name. Now back on the slinging part. It did rebuild his TC as well, so has quite a reasonable amount of army left, and those organ guns, I believe, they should be somewhat fine. Another castle going down, and what is BoA transitioning into? For now he is very housed. And yeah, they're heavily counting on Mr. Yo getting the Paladin switch rolling. And oh boy, now Janissary is even raiding Vivi here, who I believe doesn't even have any. Maybe please, am I offline? It's so bad. Okay. I'm somewhat back now, I believe. Not 100% sure though. I will just continue casting, guys. And yeah, we will have some aggression continuing over here. VNS still in a very nice position, very active here with all the Janissaries. Lux needs to run quite heavily here. We have Mr. Yo now in the position where he needs to decide the game. He only has 101 villagers though, and obviously no trade running for them. Not a lot of gold control at the front, losing some villagers over here. And yeah, it's all gonna push now. Continuing from ACCM. Quite a weird unit, and I think even the elite organ gun have been researched. I'm not 100% sure how well they will perform against all those soon-to-be Cavaliers though. Yeah, that doesn't look like Arquebus yet. And that's a sick forward base by BoA here. Going for demo ships as well, even researching heavy demos. I believe BoA will be in a very, very good spot here. Oh, blocking himself quite a bit, so the demos cannot actually get to the front here. That castle is going to go down. ACM continuing. Paladin upgrade for Mr. Yo. Where is he sending all his cavaliers? Actually to the top here. Interesting. Okay. You're German streaming since 2004 and this is the quality you represent. Must feel really bad. Yeah, it does. And this looks like BoA will win this game in the end here for them, and ACM with a beautiful hold as well, going for mass organ guns, and maybe Mr. Yo can do something here with his paladins, but I don't really see that happening. And even if he clears up one side, the other side will just run them over. Nerf organ guns. Well, they haven't been proven to be too strong as well. Okay, now let's take a look. Janissaries trying to go back. What can the demos do? The castles should be defended. Now Paladins closing down the distance. Demos at the front. Let's take a look. And those are solid hits after solid hits. And that's a lot of Paladins going down. And I believe BoA with this engagement should probably win the game for his team. That was way too good for him. Yeah, he might still lose this game or lose this engagement because of the rams out here, but that was way too much damage. Guys, I will quickly restart my internet and we will be back pretty soon. I hope you, are coming back in roughly 5 to 6 minutes. Guys, I will be back. Take a look at the stats. And see you soon. 2-1 is the score. Be right back. Restarting internet. Okay guys, stream is back and we didn't miss anything. They didn't even start the next game yet, and we can take a quick look at the civilizations that have been picked. And guys, Portuguese unbeaten this series, so strongest civ confirmed. Now we have Colosseum, and step for step we probably want to save civilizations like Chinese. Yeah. On the other side, maybe Magyars. Something like that. I'm getting quite dizzy here, right? The green screen? What's going on here? Okay, better now. What's your ISP? I have problems with Vodafone in Hamburg sometimes. I have Vodafone. Yeah. Should I change? The thing is, like, it's weird. Because like I have no other internet connection. Like I never drop out of games when I play. I never need to reload sites. I never had disconnects when I'm playing poker or something. So, or like poker is pretty good. Like you can disconnect for 10 seconds and nothing happens if you're playing tournaments. So that's all good. But yeah. Oh, will there be Finnish national anthem later? I'll think about that. What if one only drops casual overnight? Well, I've never like longer disconnects. I'm never like down for a minute or something. It's just like the mini rips over and over again. And it's mainly Saturday and Sunday. Feels so bad. Because like, yeah, obviously the most important games are on Saturday and Sunday. Feels bad, guys, right? Luckily, it's time for all of you to come back, to chill. We missed nothing. Luckily, we didn't lose a lot of viewers, so thank you guys so much for that, for all your support. And what I really hate is to download like 10 different files from Twitch as well and try to puzzle them together again. Aye. Britain's gods should be crucial considering Britain's Vietnamese and Chinese are left. That's a clever observation for sure. BoA? Isn't BoA? Why does BoA not work? Oh, Everbot needs to be restarted. Interesting. Normally BoA should work. Maybe can we talk about global warming like we are in Zach's channel? Sure. What's your question? Tell us why it's cold in March. Well, that's not how it works, right? It can be cold in March. There's like variance in weather. It's time for Nilly graphs, right? So like that's time, and that's temperature. What's temperature? I will just call it C, right? So normally a year should be like, if we have January here and December here, it should be like cold, 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 warm, warm, warm. So it should be like cold here, still cold here, and warm over here, right? It should be something like this, right? And like pretty much the same would be like if it goes that way, right? Or maybe just a bit bigger, like the variance is a bit higher. And maybe we have some over here. And if we're now talking about March, maybe it just is a bit flatter, and it's just removed a bit. So it is colder, or like it's coming here from a bit warmer, getting a bit colder, and it just moves a bit like that way, right? That's possible as well. And the effect of global warming is that it's just everything is a bit higher. So it's like that way. But it can still be the last curve that I had over here. So it can still be like this. Right? So it can be cold in March, but it's going to be shit warm in August then. Yeah, like red is global warming, black is like classical. Isn't this AoE stream? No. Go somewhere else if you want to see AoE. Is that a picture of the Viper? Not really, no. So it's just random variants that it's sometimes warm in March and sometimes it isn't. And yeah, like studies have shown that in the last years, from like this, we have always developed a bit higher, and it's always gotten warmer and warmer, and global warming is always showing that trend here. And if you now have something like this, which could be green, and we had like a red year that looked like that, then at this point, for example, in March, we could have had like an old March that was warmer than our actual March this time. But in general, the overall temperature is still higher. So it's all just a bit of variance. Yeah. Your Naps team flag? could be it. Global warming is rainbow? Something like that, yeah. Oh, next thing is we could talk about the pay gaps. Or gender pay gap. That would be interesting as well. Ay. Okay, but let's squeeze in some Age of Empires in between. And we were already stable for 8.5 minutes, guys. So maybe it was my internet router restart helping me out quite a bit. Let's see. And we will see ACM playing the Britons here on Colosseum. His teammate BoA with melee pocket, considered to be one of the weakest pockets. And flank 7 aim, so they didn't have any civilization with bloodlines and the +2 defense upgrades. Kind of interesting. And on the other side we have Magyars for Mr. Vivi. Their pocket will be Malian's Mr. Yo, and we have Lux with the Italians, so they had 3 strong knight civilizations here, 4 very strong pockets. You follow World Economic forums? No. Just interested in some stuff. Melee weak pocket? Yes, they don't have the +2 defense. If we look at that, you can find out that they really aren't that great. If an enemy has a lot of crossbowmen, your knights will just vanish away. Is this pick or random civilization? Both teams actually picked 15 civilizations after one was banned, and they have to pick out of their 15 civilizations. No repeat. It seems like maybe BoA did get a boar steal done here. I'm not 100% sure. Scouts, Knights, Karambit is strong. Well, the Knights are bad. That's a problem. And well, Karambit, I don't really consider them to be that OP. A lot of other people do. Did we block the boar steal? Okay. But that at least showed it. But I believe Lux is -1 boar here, right? Why am I confused? Oh no. Elephant is over here. Lux not see it. Oh. Oh. So Lux is probably pretty sure that he is playing with only 1 elephant. Why not go elephants with melee? First of all, it's tough to get high numbers. Second of all, they're pretty slow to get over there. Third of all, it's really easy to counter small numbers with them, with some monks. But if you want to go for melee elephants, it's probably with. If you want to go elephants out of the pocket, it's probably with melee. Female villagers should clearly cost less than male to be historically accurate. Well, they should certainly have like weaker rates of gold, stone, and wood mining, right? Actually, in Age of Mythology, I think there was like a dwarf or something who was getting gold faster than other villagers. That was pretty sweet. Oh, look at that! Vivi going for the stone denial here. This sneaky guy, and Say My Name has no idea of that. He saw that and felt like, oh god, that's not nice of you, but it has no idea of this going on. Pretty brutal. We have 5 players in the way to Feudal here. Say My Name, the only one who decided to go for the Drush, and therefore will be a bit later. And he will have an interesting surprise here. Well, maybe like if maybe we should have like male or female relics, and female relics gain 15% less gold. Is there 4th player of VNA? VNS cool. Would be the 4th player. Pretty strong one. A lot of people are missing him today. Who is €8? That's BoA. Know your lineups. Oh, Lux going for some Lux aggression. 5 villager forward. And still no M&A upgrade though. That's a bit weird. Going for double BoA instead of M&A? Kind of weird. Adjusted tuned relic gender in 2018. Maybe I should hire at Relic Entertainment. IT has so many accounts. Well, yeah, maybe. Oh, what is this villager? He walled himself out. I'm trying to go for some wards. Those M&A didn't do a lot. Paul, nearly sexist? Yay or nay? Vote yay. Actually, I like, oh god. Yesterday evening, I was visiting a friend. And oh no, wait, it's Saturday now, right? So 2 nights ago, and she was arguing like how little women are able to fight for their rights, and I said like, yeah, that's sexist of you. And she was like, hey, what, why? And we'll like, yeah, like the problem is not like weak women, it's weak persons. But well, it's getting way too complex now here. So maybe for a change, we can focus a bit on the game. That's something I did very, very little today. Today's everything is sexism. Well, not really. But yeah, a lot of focus on the game in 2018. Sounds kind of weird, right? Okay, now scouts and archers. That's actually a pretty good army composition. The Tower of Lux will probably go up anyways. And Lux now starting the trade even. I have no idea what that is in the overlay. Kind of weird. Okay, Mr. Yo now coming to help out as well against the archers. Did Back team maybe overcommit here because, well, we needed some buffer for ACM, and this looks pretty good for our SY team. Score is pretty even though. That tower will go up and will be a tricky one, but I think it will still be fine for Seminame. How should we close the gender cap with women? How can we make sure we earn as much as them in 19 to 23 age class? Ah, women are earning more in that age class. Feels bad. Yeah, we have a pretty sick lineup for today coming our way for sure. China versus AM, and after that we have Naps against Finland. When did you start the Hippo team, or has it been your life since you were a kid? FAQ, scroll down and you will find your answer. So yo, even having Bloodlines ACM now going for fletching quite a nice amount of farms here from Mr. BoA, who is trying to defend that reasonably well. with his melee pocket. Trying to go for some wall-offs here is Mr. Yo. And let's take a look. Oh god! Seminame went out there trying to do the defensive tower, but opened his palisade walls, and that's a lot of losses. I can see 2 villagers already going down, make that 3, potentially 4 over here if he is committing to that, and I believe he is. At the same time, could even focus down those villagers, but probably focuses on, yeah, seeing that tower going up, even killing that one as well. And now Vivi is coming over as well. Yeah, this was pretty ugly for Say My Name, because he will not be able to deny that tower now. Is he trying to run out? Not really going to work. Pretty ugly stuff for him for sure. And on the other side we have IT, well, kind of a stable position. Now going for the market, and we have ACM going for the archers. But is he really doing the damage? I cannot really see it. Yes. But his name was Nilly? Not really. See, my first and second name has nothing to do either with the hippo or with Nilly. Kind of weird, because a lot of people think my first name would be Niels, but that's wrong. Funny story for that, but sorry for another time. Oh, villagers trying to get home, but still being walled. Kind of tough for him. Change my name to Niels? Well, that's the story I can tell later. Okay, let's see. And in the end, fighting down that tower after all. Another sneaky tower here by Fat Dragon. Aye. Is this me or is this map pool tailored for Lux? It is tailored for aggressive, weird plays. And yeah, Lux is master of that, so yeah, somewhat good for him. Now back to on the way to Castle Age. Mr. Yo still out with a lot of scouts here. Bloodlines and +1 defense, but he needs to make something happen here with his Malians. But then he can transition into camels quite nicely. Question is, what will Back-T go for? Karambit's not really an option, lost 1 stable, so he will go for another one. Oh, Vivi now denying that tower. And microing his archer back as well. Oh, is he? Oh, okay. Not really. But yeah, that will be another 3 dead villagers here for Seminame. He's now coming over with Spearman. But that should be too many archers. Let's take a look. Well, only 2 archers. The tower is getting focused down. The scouts just here knowing that they will lose their lives, but just trying to debate against the Spearman to prevent the repair. And now getting home as well. Beautiful move here by Vivi. Seminame a bit out of position. Yeah, will kill all the scouts, but does that really matter? The villager with 1 HP will get saved as well from Say My Name, and this is now getting really ugly. That's the weirdest tower rush I've ever seen. A left-right tower rush. Coin is now by Say My Name. Ay. Now counter-towering. And we see elephants indeed. Husbandry on the way, and that will be interesting. Okay, what army are we seeing? No January's crossbowmen. ACM still going for some crossbows himself, maybe. Let's see, can he maybe interrupt all that gold here? Could maybe raid the wood as well. Kind of interesting stuff. And well, that tower is luckily denied now. And we can see Say My Name is now starting to sling Back-T. Obviously, again, going for the bad sling, but well, I sound like J-Red, who's always talking about the Mongols house bug. Always mentioning it when it's coming. Okay, now better defense even around, trying to save those archers. Oh, scouts around, not doing too much damage, and this looks pretty good for VNS actually. We're getting into real serious here, guys. Obviously, if you already have a win here, next week will be super tough for you because you're playing a team that has a win as well. This is how the Swiss system works. Now +1 defense here for BoA, and it seems like with that small map, elephants is really an option. Now an aggressive siege workshop as well, and they can really raid. Take a look. Oh, those elephants shouldn't overextend. I believe he shouldn't really take that fight. And yeah, archers aren't really that bad against elephants. And let's take a look now, trying to take the engagement. I believe HCM will lose everything, but they will also have some solid damage outputs here. We have Mr. Yo, though, fighting with Bloodlines +1 and +2. So will get tricky for sure. But elephants still doing more and more damage. Quite a solid fight here, I would say, for VNS. At the other side, though, say my name, in some trouble. And whenever you see a team being on par with the other team, but you're slinging, it's normally better for the non-slinging team. And I hear a monk from Mr. Yo coming out. BoA debating this quite nicely, or is he? He's getting one convert against him, and now it's getting tricky. Lux is running. Can Lux get onto more stone? Can he maybe get onto Genovese Crossman? Would obviously be a perfect counter against those better elephants, but not really happening at the moment. Defensive woodline is now protected here by Mr. Yo. Crossman for ACM. Did he only have 3 on gold all this time? No, he had a second mine. So that makes a lot of sense. Elephants and Crossman maybe combine forces and try to go for attack. Temaname actually continuing his tower rush here, quite weirdly enough. Nearly AoE. Ay, guys. Camels aren't doing much against the crossbowman. Oh god, and those archers, well, they do some damage, but once the elephants close down the distance, it's getting pretty ugly for the crossbowman as well. And that tower is going down as well. VNS, I believe, they are still putting on the pressure, but the big problem is, how will Say My Name survive against Vivi? Well, at the moment, Vivi with some problems. And, well, Magias isn't really the civ that will perform incredibly well against mass elephants out as well. Let's take a look. 64 villagers here. The lead for BoA. Oh, and that's a big army as well. Crossmen sniping down the monks. I will take a look at the right X's pretty soon after we see how this engagement goes. I believe this will be the clear up here for the... Oh, I wanted to say SY team, but more elephants are coming over, and if they are sniping down the crossbowmen, we will see about that. At the same time, the better elephants, obviously, they will get heavily outrun by the CA. Ah, interesting. I like how early T went for Husbandry here. Military -1 for Say My Name. Magnus shot actually should be a good one, and indeed that was a good one. Now protecting against all the knights here as well. Where do we hear some monks? Well, it's one still out. Question is, what should Mr. Yo really go for? Knights not super good against crossbowmen and elephants. Camels better against elephants, but worst against crossbowmen. I'm saying melee, not the greatest pocket civilizations. Well, he is wrecking it. Obviously, he's getting the sling as well. If we see him get slung and he has 40 knights out now as well, we would have said, yeah, well, Persians are a very strong pocket civilization. So it is mainly the sling guys, but it's also BoA playing a beautiful aggression and, well, always has them quite nicely clumped up, is adding the stables as well, keeps up the aggression. HCM is around as well. That's a nice team play. Gonna love how they're doing this. Now 2 more converts. Crossman. Oh, look at that beautiful team play. 2 monks going down. Well, it was only 1 convert. Very reasonable. And HCM, that's just the perfect composition here. Crossman with +1 range. Together with those elephants, because then Lux cannot really micro, monks aren't really that efficient. Really nice job. Vivi not coming over to the other side, and this is a pretty interesting game, guys. I'm not trash talking about the world, so I really know that something is going on the screen. And Vivi around with some of his... Okay. Mr. Yo, in the meanwhile, with the 78 villagers on the way to Imperial age, and so is BoA though, and he will be up so much earlier. And now with the last patch, the upgrade, just so expensive for the benefit. Oh god, big Magno shot here, and Mr. Yo, is he getting another one in? That's a nice ground attack. Did not kill everything though. Oh god, and he's even killing the Magno. Manual repairs coming in as well. This is getting so tricky, and this is getting good now with the converts, and that's what I said. That's a big problem in Castle Age with those elephants. They can get converted one by one. Let's see how that turns out. Now the CA rates kind of unanswered though. That's a big problem with those elephants. Immobility. Now out of position, and if they're losing all their crossbowmen here, and that's not the greatest thing. Beautiful move here by Lux and Mr. Yo, debating in. Look, now they're only focusing down on the crossbowmen because they know they can hit and run the battle elephants over and over again if all the crossbowmen are dying. And I believe maybe they overextended ACM and BoA. I think they shouldn't really run through. They should have maybe pushed into one direction and maybe pushed to the right hand side or something, but just overextending here wasn't the greatest option because then they cannot retreat. Elite Karambit though is the new tech here for BoA, and that actually could be a pretty interesting unit. 70 villages for him, so full sling from Say My Name. And, well, that could be an annoying unit if I've ever seen one. Aye. Those annoying walls around. Heavy camels for Mr. Yo. He is preparing to continue fight off battle elephants. Did not see the Karambit just yet. And soon we will have a massive amount of military out on the map. +4 defense as well. ACM on the way to Imperial Age as well. This looks like it's got to go for some time. Losing 2 CA here, and now the Karambits closing down the distance. Another aggressive castle here by BoA. Crossman in the back does not want to die against that Mangonel shot. Okay, at least the castle isn't instantly getting destroyed. Let's take a look. Karambit trying to close down, but they are obviously dying quite easily against all that fire. Crossman in the back, shouldn't they have maybe waited for the upgrades? I'm not 100% sure if that was the best engagement here for VNS, if that was the best timing, but the castle is probably going up, so well, maybe it wasn't that bad. And Say My Name, it's surprising how he is surviving this as well. Pretty nice job by him. Lux and Vivi now on the way to Imperial Age, and ACM, once he gets him, he can go up to 11 range arbalest, and then it's getting more and more tricky. Military count still very low for BoA here. And actually, are they counted as one now? Was Climactic? No. Okay. Has to have something around, so right? Yeah. Okay, Ramit. Now let's take a look. Those crossmen took a bigger hit than I thought. Oh god, why is he not trying to split micro this? Yeah. Those are more lost than I thought. Perspective fighting with the Karambit instead of raiding. I think they wanted to buy some time to get more castles up here. Look at that, castle number 3 and 4 in this small area. Quite a sick drop, but yeah, I think Karambit raid wouldn't be bad at all. Just split them around. Green is super open, unprotected against all raids. Red in the back as well. Blue, well, he is kind of clumped up, has a defensive castle, so that would have been more tricky. But I believe they are pushing this quite nicely, and maybe they're evening it out, forcing it into a 2-2 scenario here. Now some raids at the front, but Karambit should maybe take care of that. Looks now up to Imperial Age. He is instantly going for Arbalest, but what will those Italian Arbalest really do against that amount of Arbalest already out here from ACCM? Now we have 3 traps out from him, and he is leading the score quite nicely. And we get that castle down, and we see Mr. Yo now switching on to Cavaliers with Furimba upgrade, so we see +7 attacks. So once they close on the different distance, the damage output will be just enormous. Let's see if that continues to happen. Lots of walls now coming up here. Players not really able to go for the trade just yet. And in that scenario, Karambits are actually quite nice, because they don't cost that much gold. Okay, seems like Mr. Yo wants to take this engagement now. Not 100% sure if I like that too much, but seems like Arbalests are not getting attacked at all. The Karambits down in the south here are going for way too many farms, if you ask me. Didn't really participate in the fight, now needs to regroup. Arbalests need to micro back a bit more. I think you don't really want to lose those, especially if you have so many castles still around that you can fall back on. 7-8 now finally going to Castle Age. The Trap Tennis is kind of starting now. Arbalest, well, they are missing some buffer now at the front. And those Cavaliers, as we said before, they have some serious damage output here. I'll stop for now. Vivi heavily going for it. Quickly try to look at Semaname, who's desperately trying to repair his TC, and I believe he will accomplish that though. At the same time, Arbalest is staying strong here for ACCM, and yeah, indeed this castle will survive, so we don't need to follow that anymore. We can focus back again on the big attack here. ACM and back T. ACM's KD now getting higher and higher. He has 60 Arbalests at this one spot. Semaname did reach Castle Age indeed, and now could give up his CC. And this looks good for ACM, just having such a strong army and simply not losing any of them, so maybe can go into the sling pretty soon as well. Now going for the big walls. They're trying to control the corners, trying to set up trade, but that's something that isn't happening just yet. But what else is not happening is the defense here against ACCM. Population, as you can see, looks still struggling heavily. Mr. Yo in some troubles as well, and this looks good for VNS. Karambit raiding everywhere, so annoying, and I'm trying to defend over at that side and needs to block those 2 golds. Yeah, I'm getting taken away. Now Magyar with +5, +4, so that's getting pretty scary for the Karambits now. Maybe some Arbalest being sent over there could be an option, or maybe just clump up like 60 Karambit and try to take another engagement. For now, it's still not elite. Or heavy Cav archers. I'm now going for fletching. I'm not 100% sure why it's that. He's switching into skirmishes and to defend against all the CA. And for one more raids, ACM going for banking as well. They are trying to get, say, my name back into the game, or maybe try to give him some resources to go for some defense, because ACM is at pop 200. We have 164 BackT, but that would normally be over 200 if it wasn't for the Karambit only costing half the population here. More raids at this side should be stopped by all the light cav, but simply having very little map control, and don't really see SY ever getting a real trade running unless they're getting major amount of good fights. Arbalest now 10 range. I think that means no German yet, right? Don't they have 11 range? I think so. Now Karambit's trying to take this, and now let's take a look. We have very little idea how actually those units perform against each other. Karambit here against Magyar's CA. At the moment it feels like, well, mainly focusing on those traps. Was a good idea to buy more time. And Karambit can close down the distance, now focusing on the last trap again. Arbalest doing some damage from long distance. CAs went lost, but the push was certainly delayed quite heavily. So that now skirmishes are coming over as well. Lots of resources for Say My Name now. Karambit dying one by one, so that's not the greatest thing ever. But the most important thing is that the push continues over here. BackT is just playing his heart out, and he has so much army. Mr. Yo realizes, damn, we cannot take back this game. And guys, this series will go into game number 5 because VNS is playing a beautiful comeback. They are playing a beautiful series here, and I couldn't be more happy with how this game went. Quite an interesting stuff. ACM played beautifully, very active with his crossbowman. Nice team play, always sticking together, then having a beautiful push here. And then the army composition of Arbalest always in the back. First elephants at the front, and then Karambit at the front. Was so sweet by them. Say My Name losing against Vivi, but switching into the sling, completely offering himself to the enemies. But then still contributing enough so that BackT can raid everything, can take the engagements. Beautiful game, guys. Look at that KD by ACCM, and that's crossbows, so normally you can lose them quite a bit. On the other side, Yo only went for very costly units. Say My Name, well, the peaceful guy, I would say. And BackT, obviously with the high losses there, 427, 130 Karambits at one point. Pretty brutal numbers. And he got 8k sling. Good for them. And game number 5 hype, guys. Something we didn't expect after 2 wins, right? And we can now, because we are so well prepared, exactly predict what they will pick for step. They won't have Britons, they won't have Celts, they won't have Malay, and SY won't have Malians, SY won't have Italians, and they won't have Magyars. So I'd say VNS with the better civilizations here. Saracens, Vietnamese, and Chinese. Chinese are pretty good on step. On the other side, Byzantines are pretty solid. Goth can get tricky. Goth can decide the game here. If it goes long, Ascalts. That gets tricky for Vietnamese and Chinese. Tyrants playing today or AM? As you can see, AM already started against China A. We will cast those records later. And Finland against Naps afterwards as well. Tomorrow we'll have the Tyrants play against Brazil. Would be really nice if you keep away from all spoilers from the AM against China A game. Because all the big 3 streamers, I will call myself, with Zero Empires and Memp, are trying to cast those games together. So we want to avoid spoilers at all costs. Well, pocket is pretty important for SY. Well, in step, I believe it's not that important. But yeah, would be nice. I think so. Will you want to jump in right away or start with the Rex? Depends on how many games are running. If I will need to talk to Zach and Memp for that as well. We will see, Robo. If that takes an hour here, then we are obviously like over an hour late in the other series. So maybe we'll jump just into one game. I think we will just do it rec by rec, right? But also in 1.5 hours, the next series is starting as well, right? Finland against Naps. Yeah, I will talk to the others. AM is overhyped, they will get wrecked. I don't think so, but we will see. Guys, last game of a series. Hype. Okay guys, game number 5. Step on the way. Could be a pretty solid upset here. VNS having to go through the qualification stage against SY, a clear contender for top 4 in this tournament, together with, I believe, Brazil, AM, and Tyrant. I think those should be my top 4. And did I forget something? China A, Finland Naps not. Yeah, okay, I will stay with that. And not sure about upset. Oh, there was one favorite, right? Hello, friend. Hello, other friend. Ni hao. Brazil Tyrant would be the final. We will see. We will see. I honestly, like, you heard it here first. There will be mega rant coming up in week number 3 and 4 and after 5, how teams didn't make a top 4, although they were the better teams only because how the system worked. Won't make a lot of sense how they're saying it and when they're saying it, but it will happen. Follow all the drama on AOEzone.net. And now we're jumping into game number 5, guys. We're looking at Steppe, how a German would properly call it. And AM with the Tyrant final could absolutely happen. But remember, guys, it is very likely that you have to get that a strong team is getting seed 4. And a medium strength team is, or like the second strongest team could maybe get seed 4 as well. Simply how the Swiss system works. So it is interesting. Okay, what are we seeing? We have Mr. Lux playing the Vietnamese, and his teammate is BoA playing the Chinese pocket, and we have Say My Name playing the Saracens, obviously controlling quite a lot of gold. Quite nice for him. On the other side we have Mr. Yo playing the Byzantine flank. They have Khmer, Vivi, pocket, and God Lux pretty much in the center position here. So probably the best positioning here for SY. No more restarts possible, so that will be our final game of this series, guys. So NC didn't qualify only because of the system? No, because we're way worse and didn't deserve to get there. No one thought that arena players would dominate the arena tournament. Well, some arena players thought that. Say My Name doesn't like his horse, as it seems. Or does he? Or does he not? Or does he? He does. Okay. Oh, long walking distance here by Mr. Yo. Oh, yeah. Everyone knows arena clowns are clowns. Ay, 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 so many insults here. What are we seeing of Lux? Maybe some M&A aggression. 3 on stone, 2 on gold. Kind of spells some trouble here for ACCM, who is only sending 1 on gold at the moment. A lot of villagers on wood, not the greatest efficiency. And do we see a forward? Not yet. Kind of surprising to me. IT probably will go scout to the pocket position. Is up pretty late though. The latest up, but obviously with the way highest civilization, highest population. Ay, ay, ay. Playing the Chinese here. I'm so happy to see ACM perform this well, always playing, trying to improve, and one of the nicest guys in the community. He is really nice, and I love with like how many other streamers he's subscribed, spamming that emotes around, always happy, and yeah, communicating so much. Like probably him and TaToH are the guys I'm talking about most after like series, and he's talking about his thought process and what happened and such. So yeah, absolutely happy with that as well. Lovely guy. And now the forward comes from Mr. Lux here. M&A upgrade, let's take a look. I'm not 100% sure if that house wall will help him out so much. I think he needs another tower, and I think he needs another palisade over here. Now that's in, and that's a Vietnamese, not Khmer, so cannot really even jump in there. And well, that palisade is late now. Needs to pull up all his villagers. Now food income is down to 1 single farmer at the moment. And that archery range, well, could just get wrecked. On the other side, we have BoA indeed going for the stables, so does Vivi. And we have archery range, black barracks here by Mr. Yo. And Say My Name is going for archery range as well. Okay. ACM doesn't know that he doesn't have a villager on food here. Eddie's elimination was unexpected though. Well, tell that to room stock. He will be sorry. Okay, another tower, defensive tower instantly by ACM. Like that. I think he should even pull some more villagers because 3 against 3 doesn't really work out. It's 3 against 4. And those archers aren't really pressuring the situation. Actually, he wants to not get that, see that tower going up. So I'm quite surprised how he's playing this. And BoA not really helping out here. Remember, guys, this is quite an important game. The Swiss format to win the first one gives you just so better situations for all upcoming matches because you already beat an enemy that could perform really well in this. Especially like, yeah, for VNS it's even better than for SY because SY will have so many indirect points as well because they will perform well. But yeah, Swiss system. We'll talk about that later. Oh, I could maybe erase the better massive arena. MLA finally going down. Lux will get his tower up, or will he? Oh, looks like he is right-clicking it quite heavily. Villagers could go down. Villagers of ACM are getting pulled over now, getting some anti-micro against it. Are you going to cast both of the other series today? Yes. I will cast both of them today. Okay, scouts now coming over. BoA doing a reasonable job of trying to debate those archers. Well, some more HP, but will it be enough? I'm not 100% sure. Now we are kind of out of scouts here. Archers are going down as well, and this tower could be repaired. This didn't go as planned. Aye, and that was a solid win for our SY team. Archers now for... say my name. Quite interesting against a Byzantine's player. Well, Byzantine's player who's going for archers as well. Lux is just so good in dealing with those situations. It's just ridiculous. Now combining forces with all the archers. Would maybe go for some pocket raids. Oh, nice one here for BoA. Getting those villagers killed. And yeah, they are all dying. Quite a nice job. Only 27 villagers left here for Lux. Maybe that 27. But ACM with the same amount as well. And VNS, I believe, in a better situation. But oh, Semaname desperately needs to run now. Soon Vivi will have Bloodlines as well. Semaname will have the +1 defense though. BoA now coming over, and this will be some nice armies. I'll turn around by VNS. Indeed. Reverse kill. This is a word that Robo already used quite a bit. 2-0 win for SY to start off the series, and then maybe forcing it into game number 5 and winning that one. Surprised me more than a 3-2, clear 3-0. What is twice? So surprised me. Aye. Reverse sweep, he said. Okay. Take a look. Those villagers should get interrupted. Oh, actually, are they? They're just dumping. Oh, interesting defensive tower here by Vivi as well. I love that. Crashing continues over here, and Mr. Yo even on the way to Castle Age, and they are still pretty active. Will you consider VNS winning this an upset? Somewhat. That's why it's clearly the favorite. Still armies very active, but not really getting any kills in, and that really shows you how well prepared they are here. In lesser teams you always see someone not being towered up, not being completely walled, and the doubles are being way more efficient. But those teams, they really know what's up on those maps and just refusing to take any big losses without He's giving himself the chance to defend. Maybe Mr. Yo, now somewhat open, but should see the army coming over, still has archers at home to protect, so shouldn't be the big problem. Swire is considered by some to be the favorite in this tournament. Well, only by few, I would say. Oh, Mr. Yo. Okay. Took care last second there. Archers, can they get some kills? We'll see about that. Mr. Yo still has villagers out there on the map? That surprises me quite a bit as well. Oh god, but they're not dying. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, well, yeah, that was friendly scouts. Okay, let's take a look. Yo now has all the upgrades they're trying to chase down. We were just trying to debate a bit. They can flee through the forest here. Let's see if they can make it happen. And then we will just have... yeah, maybe playing the full commerce style. So, without a... oh, actually, he did add a barracks. Interesting enough. But only after he had his scouts. Crossman of VNS. Or archers of VNS. ACCM. Not doing too much at the moment. And Vivi now chasing down alone. That's quite weird. Why he's not waiting for Mr. Yo. Probably wants to force an engagement before all the upgrades are kicking in. Salmon aim, crossman and botkin arrow. He's retouching that, and there's a lot of damage dealt on those archers. So that's somewhat reasonable, I would say. Crossman of Mr. Yo should clear that up now quite easily. Just chase it down, protect Mr. Vivi. Going for the +2 defense, adding a second stable, so I'm expecting lots of knights out of him. And yeah, those crossmen should be doing fine work here. Having down the scouts now. Nice dodge here by BoA though. Interesting stuff. ACM now going to Castle Age as well. Will be the latest, since Lux will reach Castle Age pretty soon as well. Who is the other guy? Not in Castle Age just yet. They really did throw it at each other and then lost all their deer, no control over extra food, and well, as you can see, there was just so much more control overall for all the other players going for hunt way longer. Military count 29 to, well, VNS, everyone is still building army. Solid 50 there. Interesting. So they should have the advantage on that regard. But Lux, if I look at his upgrades, he will go for Harskulls, and that will be some troubles for Mr. ACM. From now on, he kind of cannot fight alone anymore. He always needs to have BoA around at the moment. They are leading in score quite nicely. VNS in a good spot, guys. This could be their series, and now it's time for Mr. Vivi to return the favor and go for elephants out of the pocket position himself, but they are way more expansive than the ones BoA was able to build last game with the melee. So my name is sending quite a bit of crossbowmen over now as well. 1, 3, 4 ACCM. I think Lux should be able to clear this up, but I also feel like seeing him boom would be really important. Ah. Oh, big engagement. Both going for heavy losses here. Oh god, they're completely trading off all their armies. A bit better for Say My Name, but no chance for Yo to pull back there. And Vivi now trying to chase down the elephants. It's not really happening, and they only have +1 defense as well. Interesting. My name staying on this crossbowman, looking good for him. And now we're getting into the problem that we said earlier. Those Harskulls completely unanswered. by ACCM, and he needs some knight protection, and knights and monks are coming over, so they are doing the right steps. 41 villagers only for Lux and for ACCM. ACCM building TC number 2 though, not really on stone, only with 2 villagers. But I'm not sure if red and archers is really the answer. Finally, husbandry here for Vivi, but will that be enough at the moment? Doesn't feel like it. Which I count 69, make that 70 for Mr. BoA. And elephant going down. Don't run fast enough. Sayo on the other side, the one leading with the eco. Quite a solid food eco for a guy who is going for crossbowman and, well, Salmon Name even going for some converts. Pretty sexy stuff for them. And yeah, the aggression continues, and I wouldn't be surprised if BoA is going in pretty soon as well. No, actually, he is adding stables. Mr. Yo is going in. Whew. VNS looking pretty strong here. T clearing up all those Ascalts. And they're still continuing with their push in the middle here. So Yo, Byzantines. Ah, that's why he went up to Imp so fast. Say my name up to Imp as well. He's adding more archery ranges as well. And 2 more monks. I believe they should perform well. Crossmen are around as well. Interesting game, guys. And this is obviously not very important for the whole tournament, but clearly important on how you get your mindset. It's a mindset. Done for the whole tournament. Start this with the win here in week 1. It's so much easier to lose 1 game. You can still lose 2 games and still make it through. But if you are already 1-0 down, basically from then on, kind of every game is an elimination match if you want to keep your top 4 dreams alive, because it's not unlikely that you might face AM, that you might face Tyrants later on as well, because they will get some losses in there as well, and then it's getting more and more tricky every round, and therefore winning is obviously the main goal, surprisingly, in a tournament, no matter the format. Actually, stays on knights. 49 villagers here for Mr. Lux. Not a lot of army out for him. Now trying to get onto more TCs, but his eco isn't the greatest. Elephants out of the pocket position, not helping too much either. Vivi still without a +2, only now going for +2 upgrade. Arbalest tag now. I think Salmon could maybe even engage Mr. Yo here, just trying to trade off before all the upgrades are kicking in, and that's what they're trying to do, but not really happening. Mr. Yo is walking back. Maybe they can still force this, we will see. BoA, can he overtake all this army at the moment? It doesn't look like it, blocking himself a bit too much. Now knights need to split off, and I believe that's a fight VNS cannot really take now. Yeah, Yo just with a very good positioning. Just microing this back quite nicely. Looks pretty solid for them. And oh god, elephants even closing down the distance here against those thrustmen. And now they need to run for sure. At the other time, oh, interesting aggressive castle. And that's a beauty. That's a very beautiful castle. Let's see if it goes up. I believe it will. 5 monks. If he gets like 2 or 3 converts, the rest of the crossbows should maybe do the damage. Let's take a look. ACM, 1 convert. And Lux is retreating. 2 converts. Some knights would have been around as well. And that's the loss of all the gold spots here for Lux. Interesting stuff for sure. BoA, very late on the way to Imperial. Now switching on to Chukunukas. Interesting. Going for fletching here. And that will be Arbalest Chukunus. I'm not 100% sure if that's the best composition ever. Huh. Maybe Salmon needs to switch away as well. He is going for some siege now though. Yo has to carry as well, nothing new here. Ay, 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 VNS should be so happy with this. Well, still a tough game to go for. This isn't really accessible. Need to do some over chopping first. And that's not the first castle house, as it seems. Indeed, 2 castles here for BoA. Will now reach Imperial age pretty soon as well. Salmon still very active. Is 1 defense upgrade behind though. I'm not sure if we really want to take this engagement. I think it doesn't really make a lot of sense to fight this alone here, and indeed he's retreating, and that's pretty ugly. Good engagement here for Mr. Yo. ACM now up to Imperial age as well, and looks in a world of trouble. Now adding some barracks, kind of indicating that he can produce out of those as well. Another castle for ACM will come around though, and then it's getting more and more tricky. Took a new Arbalest. Still somewhat question that composition. Vivi will go on his elephants, and Khmer elephants, obviously, they will have some HP, they will have some damage output. Awesome for all. And he will try to go for the very big eco. Kara, creative. But still denied. Question is, are Mamelukes maybe an option? Not 100% sure about that. Now Rams to the front here. BoA needs to fight with them as well. I believe Yo should lose that fight and is now retreating. I can hear a trap. Okay, against the stable or against a trap here. Oh god, that's again so many farms of Lux dying, and he is just playing this in cast age. Lux will get killed from ACCM. Terminator needs to go a bit more aggressive to the front here. Elite took news now, even from Mr. BoA here, and that's quite a tough base to break. Bomber towers even from him. Uh-oh, this looks pretty good for VNS, guys. Yeah, Retina archers, and that's what we said early, or someone in the chat said earlier. Gosh, are going to be so strong because VNS had so many archer civilizations, but well, the archer civilizations aren't really getting punished too much because the Ghost player simply is too weak and cannot really get onto our scouts. It's getting blocked by all his gold spots, and that is just a very strong army composition here for sure. Take a look, are we seeing an engagement over here? Not really happening. Arbalest were a bit out of position, and traps killing the bombard cannon. That's buying some more time. But ACM is done in this game. And VNS is also pushing over here. This looks so good for them. Pop 70 only for Lux. Traps getting repaired. Yeah, they're under heavy fire. But does that really matter? They're buying themselves so much time. Now Battle Elephant's coming over though. Elite Battle Elephant upgrade roughly 40%. Arbalest not trying to focus down on the traps. Not 100% sure if that's the best option ever. +4 defense for those elephants as well. They need something more, otherwise the elephants will run over everything that the Saracens and Chinese player have. They obviously both have beautiful counters against elephants, but I don't see those scorpions or Mamelukes out yet. So for now, not going for the perfect counters. Oh, ACM now adding some stables as well. Maybe adding 2-3 elephants at the front to fight off those Huskars. But not happening for now. Huskars even coming over here. Nice double. And Lux realizing, okay, I cannot really do anything against ACM. Maybe I can do something at the other side. And they are doing quite a nice job here for sure. But Mr. Yo now pushing here quite nicely. Is SY maybe able to pull this back? I'd say no, but they are trying their very, very best. Still nearly Dreadnought archers. Lux now going down to 52 villagers only. Kind of out of TCs even. Does Lux has a single TC left? That one. So Lux soon will be out of TCs, and then a reboom obviously will be kind of tough. Oh, Oh, that trap is falling as well. I'm going for some light cav now. Is back T. Maybe should just fall back and try to re-engage. Let's take a look. Those light cav won't do much. Trying to snipe some of the monks, but that should be enough damage output. That should be enough damage output here by ACM. Arbalest still with quite a solid HP amount here. Veteran archers should get the elite upgrade as well. Now battle offense coming over, but still only with +4 attack, so no special attack from the Khmer just yet. Oh god, battle defense now closing down the distance against the Chukunus. They need to run back more bomber towers though. Quite a nice addition here. The monks going to the front and... well, they didn't get any converts. Now ACM is coming over. Now that's just triple archer, look at that. It's Arbalest, Elite Chukunu and Arbalest Red and Archer. Just feels so weird. If only they get enough rams out. They need to transition somehow. Maybe Vietnamese could go for some battle elephants himself. Maybe Saracens could go for some Mamelukes himself. We'll see. At the moment it just feels like the numbers are big enough for them though. Look at that. Overall military over 100 compared to less than 50. This is just so tricky. Another aggressive castle here and the push just continues and continues so much. Vivi now selling 100 foods, buying 100 wood. Seems like desperate times for him. Trade is even starting here for the Vietnamese players as well. Same name. Quite nice and early in that regard. Going for Imperial skirmishers now. An upgrade that I've never seen before. Like the icon there. Lead Red and Archers finally here from ACCM. That's not his elephant. That's converted from Mr. Fat Dragon himself, who now has a +7 attack upgrade, but I think he will not get the numbers out at the moment. 7 military for him. Mr. Yo with his 38 cannot do much as well. This has to be the Ay. Back drops top 2. Not sure if that's good or bad. That's weird. Am I live? Am I not live? Yeah, I am live. Okay. And I will just continue this. Ay. Okay. So now we are continuing this. So strong armies here from our Vietnamese players. Some nice raids here from back T as well. At the right hand side we don't have that much of an engagement. Imperial skirmishers is actually doing some damage against unupgraded cataphracts. And yeah, that's a moment for the GG as well, guys. So Halberdiers could have cleared up those battle elephants and G to the G now. As well. Okay, so VNS is winning this 3-2, guys. And sorry for being distracted. I was trying to figure out how we are dealing with this situation from now on with the upcoming series. Yeah, maybe Mixer is the future, guys. Not really. And VNS come back 2-3 after all, and they played this quite nicely. Looks with this forward losing a lot of villages there, and nice play by back T. They had very strong civilizations there, and Looks simply with this goth not getting onto what he wanted. Maybe if he has the pocket position, he can make it happen a bit better.